This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1481, Why You Should Be Planning for 2019, Not 2018, Part 2, by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Tuesday, happy New Year's Eve, and welcome to the old podcast, the OLD podcast, Optimal Living Daily, where I read to you like a big ongoing audiobook from many different authors, but today being a continuation from yesterday, so I'd recommend listening to yesterday's episode first. That's episode 1480. And I did a book raffle on Instagram somewhat recently. Another one's coming soon. If you're not following us there, now's a good time. You can find us at Old Podcast. But for now, let's get right to part 2 and start optimizing your life. Why You Should Be Planning for 2019, Not 2018, Part 2, by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com. Very few people desire the responsibility. It's easy to believe the idea that you are not responsible for what happens to you. It's much harder to own up to the fact that you are making choices every instant that determine your future. Even this very moment, you're hearing this article. Who is responsible for that? Did you not click on the link that led you to this article? Did you have no control over that matter? The moment you realize you have complete responsibility for every aspect of your life is the exact moment you are completely free. See the movie The Adjustment Bureau. If someone or something outside of you is responsible for your health, you won't do everything in your power to be healthy. If someone or something outside of you is responsible for you and yours, you won't do everything in your power to provide for your family. If someone or something outside of you is responsible for your future, then like most people, you'll be the product of external circumstances. Jim Rohn has said, quote, "Let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others argue over small things, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their future in someone else's hands, but not you." End quote. The 3 R's of choice. Quote, "When I look into the future, it's so bright, it burns my eyes." Oprah Winfrey. There are 3 components to having the power to make choices: the right to choice, the responsibility to choose, and the results of choice. If you don't believe you have the ability to make choices, you have been deceived. You make choices every single day. You're making a choice right now. When you take responsibility for your choices, you realize there is no neutral ground. Every decision you make has inherent meaning and consequence. Every decision you make also reflects what you truly believe, far louder than any words you speak. Thus, what you do with your time actually does matter. Who you spend your time with does matter. Everything you do matters when you take responsibility. Lastly, results. Every decision has a consequence. Said Dr. Stephen R. Covey, quote, "We control our actions, but the consequences that flow from those actions are controlled by principles," end quote. Every decision and indecision has a consequence. Withholding the words, "I love you" to a child or spouse could be more detrimental than you imagine. Conversely, doing small and simple things like making someone feel special or smiling at a stranger could change their whole day and whole life. To quote one of my favorite songs, "Have I done any good in the world today? Have I helped anyone in need? Have I cheered up the sad and made someone feel glad? If not, I have failed indeed." There are chances for work all around just now, opportunities right in our way. Do not let them pass by saying, "Sometimes I'll try," but go and do something today. End quote. Every choice has a ripple effect. Living a consciously designed life. Quote, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." Abraham Lincoln. Pulling it all together, here's how it works. You must believe you are in control of what happens to you, i.e. internal locus of control. You must believe in your own ability to make things happen, i.e. self-efficacy and confidence. You must believe you and only you are responsible for the choices you make, and you must have hope that what you seek will come about. According to psychology's hope theory, hope reflects your perceptions regarding your capacity to clearly conceptualize goals, develop the specific strategies to reach those goals, i.e. pathways thinking, and initiate and sustain the motivation for using those strategies, i.e. agency thinking. From a spiritual perspective, hope is far more than wishful thinking. It's a sense of confidence, even assurance that what you seek is a foregone conclusion, what Tony Robbins calls resolve. Resolve means it's done, said Robbins, quote, "It's done inside your heart, therefore it's done in the real world," end quote. Hence, Ralph Waldo Emerson famously said, quote, "Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen," end quote. Few people make committed decisions. Instead, they state preferences such as, "I'd like to be healthier and happier." To quote Asaraf's mentor, "Are you interested or committed?" You are motivated even when life is difficult. According to one of the core theories of motivation, motivation involves three components: the value you place on your goal, your belief that specific behaviors will actually facilitate the outcomes you desire, and your belief in your own ability to successfully execute the behaviors requisite to achieving your goals. If you don't truly value the goal, you won't be motivated. If you don't believe you have effective means of achieving your goal, you won't be motivated. If you don't expect yourself to do what it takes, you won't be motivated. This theory is known as expectancy theory, and it highlights that what you expect to happen often does, hence the term self-fulfilling prophecy. Interestingly, there's a related concept known as the Pygmalion effect, which shows that what other people expect of you in large measure determines how well you do. The principles are simple. Expect amazing things to happen, and they generally will. Surround yourself with people who have high expectations for you, and you'll generally live up to those expectations. Conclusion: humility and awe. Quote, "My dreams are my dress rehearsals for my future." David Copperfield. Does everything in life go exactly how you plan it? Of course not. Here's the principle: expect great things to happen, be happy, even when they don't. However, just because things don't go exactly according to plan doesn't mean you aren't in control. It is your decisions, not your conditions, which determine your destiny. When you take up the responsibility to live your life according to design rather than default, you will constantly be humbled and in awe. You'll be blown away as you watch life unfold as you saw it in your head, as your physical world conforms itself to your thoughts. You absolutely can live your life how Rowling wrote Harry Potter and how Lucas wrote Star Wars. You can dream and live big. You can live by design. Your world can continue to expand, but you must think further ahead. 2018 shouldn't be viewed in isolation. It's an obvious continuation of 2017. So what will your life be like in 2019? You just listened to part 2 of the post titled "Why You Should Be Planning for 2019, Not 2018" by Benjamin Hardy of benjaminhardy.com. And thank you to Benjamin. Great post to end this new year. So that'll do it for today in this year of optimal living daily. Can't believe we're headed into the 20s. I realize it's technically not a new decade since decades start at the 1, so it would be 2021 for a new decade, I think. But who cares? It'll be the 20s, which feels strange. So have a very happy new year. I hope you get to spend it with family and or friends. Don't go too crazy with those resolutions. And I'll be back tomorrow on New Year's Day and in 2020. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.